This is a video about getting the secret ending in Cyberpunk 2077 and why you might want to do that. But the depth of spoilers that you'll get from this is basically up to you. There will be progressively more and more spoilers as we go through this video, but I will warn you each time before I ramp it up a notch spoiler-wise, so you'll have the opportunity to duck out and not ruin anything you don't want ruined. But up front, there will be some minor story spoilers about quests that you need to do over the course of the game in order to get the secret ending. But I'm assuming that if you're investigating endings, that's probably not a big deal to you. All discussion about what the secret ending actually involves and why you might want to choose it will be reserved for the latter half of this video, and like I said, I'll warn you before going into it. Okay, so with that out of the way, Cyberpunk 2077 has a secret ending, and it's not at all obvious how you're supposed to achieve it. In order to access it, you have to do some very specific things. However, they may not be the things you're thinking you need to do. Sadly, a lot of the information being reported online about this ending is wrong. Some sites are saying that you have to do things like complete the Rogue and Panam quest lines or have a certain amount of synergy with Johnny, but I've tried for myself and I can confirm that you don't have to do either of those things. I achieved the secret ending without progressing Panam's or Rogue's quests and with only 40% synergy with Johnny. All you have to do to unlock the ending is the following. First off, you have to complete the Tapeworm quest. Now this is a special side job that pops up at 4 specific points throughout the game, and it centers around conversations you have with Johnny Silverhand as the relic chip continues to malfunction. You won't find Tapeworm in your jobs list, but a new phase of it will trigger at the end of each of these main jobs. Automatic Love, Transmission, Life During Wartime, and Search and Destroy. These jobs you will find in your jobs list, and completing each one should trigger a new phase of Tapeworm. It doesn't matter which dialogue options you pick while talking to Johnny, once you've completed the 4th phase, which triggers after Search and Destroy, Tapeworm will be completed and the side job Chippin' In will unlock. Contrary to some information I found about this, Chippin' In still unlocks even if you reject Johnny's request at the end of Tapeworm. Johnny just says something about what to do if you change your mind, and then Chippin' In appears in your side jobs. Okay, so Tapeworm's done. Step 1 is done. Completing Chippin' In is the second requirement for unlocking the secret ending, but in this quest, it does matter which dialogue options you pick during a specific conversation. You'll spend part of the quest doing a mission with Rogue, after which she will leave, and you'll travel with Johnny out to some oil fields to find the site where his body is buried. V sits and inscribes Johnny's initials, and as soon as that is done, the important responses begin. Now, there's a bit of a disclaimer here. The sequence of responses I'm going to give you is not the only one that will unlock the secret ending, but it is a sequence that will guarantee that you unlock the secret ending. I ran a few tests on this. In one, I did all of the responses exactly the same as the sequence I'm about to give you, except I changed one of them, and I was still able to unlock the secret ending. But when I changed all of the responses to something different, then I couldn't unlock the secret ending. I imagine it'll take some time for the community to find out exactly what the trigger conditions are, but for now you can be certain that you'll unlock the secret ending if you choose these exact responses.
A bit. But let's say it was my real grave. What would you write? Here lies Johnny Silverhand.
The guy who saved my life.
But I've managed one thing for now. Not to fuck this up. What we have.
No, Johnny, you fucked that up too.
Is it too late to ask for a second chance?
What do you want from me?
You don't seem to hate my living guts. At least so it seemed. Till now.
Okay. But as second chances go, this is your last.
Johnny Silverhand, relentless rocker boy who never gives up.
V. First among suckers. You were a real dickwipe at first.
You sorta deserved it. Never thought we'd make it this far.
When you said you let your friends down, did you mean Rogue?
Can't pretend nothing's changed over 50 years. Can't just insert myself into her life.
Smasher Biz really got to her. You can't leave it like this. I don't think.
Call her for me. Ask if she's free some night. Thing is, you'd have to surrender control. Again.
Yeah. I'll call her.
Okay. Let's Delta. Nothing to see here after all.
Once you're done that, Chippin' In will complete and a job called Blistering Love will start. You can complete Blistering Love if you want, it's not necessary for gaining the secret ending, but now is the time for you to do anything else you want to do in the open world, because the next step in this process involves crossing the point of no return. Get yourself the best equipment possible and level up as much as you can. I'd recommend being at least level 40 before proceeding, and even then, the mission you're going to unlock is going to be quite a challenge. I'll explain more on that in a minute. The next step in this process is to move on to the Point of No Return quest, where you meet with Hanako Arasaka at Embers. And by the way, the name of this quest is pronounced Nocturne Opus 55 No. 1. It's the title of a piece by Frédéric Chopin, the one that Hanako is playing on the piano when you first meet with her, so there's a free trivia tidbit for you. Progress through the Nocturne Opus job until the point where you're sitting on the roof talking to Johnny. Progress through this conversation until the point where you need to choose who you're going to turn to for help, and then stop. Do not make a choice, just stop here. If you've progressed the Rogue and Pan Am storylines far enough, you'll see these three options on your screen. If not, you'll only see the Arasaka option. Either way, you need to stop here and wait for about 5 minutes. You can look around if you want, but don't progress the conversation any further. And after 5 minutes, well, here's where the bigger spoilers begin. If you want to duck out here, thank you so much for watching, and please hit that like button before you go. If you're sticking around past this point in the video, I'm going to give major spoilers about what the secret ending is all about, so if you're still here, you've been warned, okay? Okay, so here's what happens if you've performed the steps correctly and waited for 5 minutes on this dialogue choice.
Kinda tough deciding which of your friends get to die, isn't it? Good news is you got this one chum who's already dead. And he'd be honored to join you on a wild suicide run.
If I gotta die, rather fall into my grave, gun in hand and on fire, and not drag anyone down with me.
Huh. You just discovered what it takes to become a legend. Grab your iron. Let's mobilize.
Welcome to Arasaka Tower.
Time to party
Weapons
like it's
and other hazardous
2023.
materials.
Doing everything I've explained in this video unlocks a secret ending mission called Don't Fear the Reaper, which is basically a frontal assault on Arasaka Tower, just you and Johnny. And really, it's just you. Johnny can't do much except commentate. It's a relentless gauntlet of wave after wave of extremely high-level enemies, some of the highest-level foes you're going to face in this game. This is why you want to level yourself up as much as you can and grab the best gear you can get your hands on. My first crack at this, I was level 32, 33, and the enemies were just insanely tough to bring down. It would have been incredibly tedious to push through to the end, so I came back at level 40, managed to complete it. It was still an incredible challenge, and I got so much XP from it that I actually leveled up 3 times over the course of doing this mission. So that gives you a rough idea of the kind of challenge you're in for. If you push yourself up to level 45, level 50, obviously you're going to have an easier time than I had. But the other thing that makes it very difficult is that there's no manual saves allowed. There are 2 checkpoints along the way, with quite a bit of distance between them. And if you're not quick enough with opening the load menu after taking a death, the game will send you to the end credits. This is actually treated as an ending in itself. The character messages you receive during the credits will be the same as if you picked the suicide ending. Pretty fair, I think, considering this is basically a suicide run. If you do end up at the credits, you can go back to the main menu and reload in at your most recent autosave. Okay, more spoilers about other endings coming up, so if you've heard enough, now is the time to duck out, slam the like button, etc, etc. Thanks for watching. Now I'm going to go into the main reason why you might want to choose the secret ending instead of taking one of the other choices. Besides the fact, of course, that it's completely badass and tons of fun if you like a good combat challenge. All of Cyberpunk 2077's endings begin with Nocturne Opus, followed by a climactic series of missions based on your rooftop choice, and finally wrap up with a resolution that's comprised of a falling action mission where things wind down, and then a final cutscene that plays out in third person. Don't Fear the Reaper is the climactic mission portion of the ending, and it takes you into cyberspace to make a choice about who gets to keep these bodied, just like in the endings where you ask Pan Am or Rogue to help you with Arasaka Tower. If you choose to give Johnny the body, you get the New Dawn Fades ending, just like you would in the Pan Am or Rogue endings. If V re-enters his own body, you get the Path of Glory ending, which you can also get if you do the ending with Rogue. But as you may have already discovered, there are some variations on these endings that you can get depending on your choices, and in this case, because you chose to attack Arasaka Tower solo, you put nobody else at risk, and therefore all of the people who would have died while helping you with this ridiculous task are still alive. You'll receive messages from them during the credit roll, plus it's reflected in the ending missions that you get. For example, when you play through Path of Glory and you go to the Afterlife bar to meet with Mr. Blue Eyes, Rogue's there. You have a conversation with her and Claire, and she harasses you about your choice of drink and some other crap. In the other variation on this ending you can get, well, she's not there, for very obvious reasons. So that's all I have to say on this for now. I am planning more videos about Cyberpunk 2077's story structure and endings, and asking a lot of questions about the game, including which ending is best. So subscribe to catch those. Leave comments below to let me know what you think, and of course, please do slam that like button if you enjoyed this video. We appreciate that very much, and it makes that YouTube algorithm very happy. I look forward to reading your thoughts on this, and I will, as always, talk to you again very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, and hit that notification bell, and then check out some of these other videos. Find the link to our Discord server and other important stuff in the description below.